Another deadly shooting inside a courthouse. The building on lockdown for a time, several dead. The gunman taken down in the shootout. What we've just learned about the suspect. Also tonight, the ambush in Dallas and what authorities have now revealed about what might have been a much larger plot and what the killer scrawled in his own blood. Major new developments, the newly obtained police recordings tonight from the moments before that horror live streamed on Facebook. What the new audio reveals. The terrifying moments, the takeoff aborted here in the U.S., the passenger jet barreling down the runway. What happens when the pilots suddenly try to halt the flight? And the popular singer and the desperate search for his son.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and with this country already on edge, we begin tonight with the terrifying scene that played out today inside a Michigan courthouse. A suspect reportedly getting hold of a gun and going on a rampage inside the building. Several people shot, the images now emerging from outside when witnesses heard the gunfire erupt. Authorities say 2 bailiffs were killed along with the suspect after being taken down by police. ABC's Wjla Benitez leads us off.
Tonight, a tense and dramatic scene at a Michigan courthouse.
We have him cornered on the second floor. He has a gun with a hostage.
An inmate opens fire inside the building, every floor on lockdown.
If you know anybody in the area or building, just make sure that they stay put and are safe.
Our ABC station WBND reporting the suspect took a gun off a deputy in the Berrien County Courthouse and began firing.
Shots fired, one down.
Shooting several people, killing 2 bailiffs and injuring 1 deputy before authorities could finally take down the gunman.
Shooter is down. We're doing CPR on the shooter and the CPR on the officer down.
Stand here with a heavy heart today. What occurred at the courthouse.
Michigan's Governor Rick Snyder tweeting, "Horrible news out of Berrien County just now. I am monitoring the situation closely and my heart breaks for everyone affected." And David, we're now learning the inmate was being sent to jail when he grabbed that gun. Meanwhile, the wounded are still recovering tonight. David.
Wjla Benitez leading us off tonight. Gio, thank you. And this evening, there are also new images now emerging of the horror in Dallas. What appears to be the gunman on the sidewalk taking aim. We'll show you in a moment, and it comes after pictures like these already. Police running in to help the protesters once the gunfire began. 5 officers were killed. We are also learning more about the gunman, his final words to the negotiators, and what he wrote in his own blood. President Obama arrives in Dallas tomorrow with the First Lady and former President George W. Bush. ABC's Matt Gutman in Dallas tonight with those haunting images now coming to light.
Tonight, a harrowing moment coming to light. You can see the gunman approaching one of the victims. You can hear the gunshots. We're not showing you those last deadly shots. As we learn about the bombing Micah Johnson may have been planning from his middle-class home.
One of the bomb techs called me at home to describe his concern of how large a stockpile of bomb-making materials he had, that this wasn't some novice.
Authorities believe the 25-year-old Army vet fast-tracked his attack plans to target cops at the Black Lives Matter protest Thursday. After the ambush, police cornering Johnson inside El Centro College, where he wrote a cryptic message in his own blood, the initials RB.
We're working with our law enforcement partners in the area to determine the meaning of the initials RB.
Tense negotiations lasting 2 hours, authorities saying Johnson was laughing and singing.
There is indications of ranting in his writings and then some of the things that he said to hostage negotiators.
Knowing officers were down, the police chief finally deciding to send in a robot carrying a pound of plastic explosives.
I'd do it again to save our officers' lives.
Tonight, the gunman's family struggling, telling the website The Blaze,
"I didn't see it coming. I love my son with all my heart. I hate what he did."
Dallas tonight on edge, presided over by a police chief, possibly in the crosshairs.
Yesterday, I noticed that your bodyguard was guarding you very, very carefully. There have been threats against the department. Have you received personal death threats against you?
Yes, me and my family have received death threats almost immediately after the shootings.
But still sending this message tonight to his community.
Become a part of the solution. Serve your communities. Don't be a part of the problem. We're hiring.
And Matt Gutman with us live from Dallas again tonight. And Matt, authorities do believe the gunman used his military training.
That's right, Dave. He did use that military training, but authorities also telling us that he was self-taught, apparently practicing bomb detonation and those tactical drills in his own backyard. David.
Matt Gutman with us from Dallas. And with much of the nation debating the injustices caught on cell phones in so many communities, and yet the horrific targeting of those officers in Dallas, tonight one mother who is speaking out for both sides. She was at that peaceful protest when she was shot, and tonight she is grateful to those officers. ABC's Martha Raddatz in Dallas.
Shatamia Taylor took her sons to the march for this reason.
I want to show them that there could be a peaceful march.
But just as they were leaving, that peace shattered.
There was hundreds of rounds. I had never heard anything like that before.
I was just praying for my brothers and my mom. I was scared. It really didn't know what was going to happen.
Hit in the back of the leg, Taylor tackled her nearest son, and then what she'll never forget, the officers racing to protect them.
The officer jumped on top of me and covered me and my son. And there was another one at our feet. I saw another officer. Saw another officer get shot right there in front of me.
An image hard to forget, and kindness she never wants to.
They saved my life, they saved my son's life, all of them. And I want to say thank you to them.
And that 12-year-old son, David, he now wants to be a police officer, David.
Martha Raddatz live tonight in front of that growing tribute in Dallas. Martha, thank you. This evening, police in several communities are bracing amid new protests already, and the images coming in tonight. ABC's Alex Perez is in Baton Rouge, where more than 100 have been arrested, while in Minnesota, an officer suffering a spinal injury during the protests there.
From San Francisco to Chicago to Philadelphia, protesters are taking to the streets today after a weekend of heated demonstrations. In St. Paul, more than 100 protesters arrested. Some lobbing fireworks at law enforcement, 21 officers injured, including one officer who ended up with a spinal injury after a large concrete block was dropped on his head. Tonight, that officer now recovering. In Baton Rouge, this image quickly going viral, becoming a symbol for peaceful protest. Aisha Evans is standing with her arms crossed as officers in full riot gear move in. The nurse and mother of a 5-year-old boy saying it was her first protest, posting on Facebook, "I appreciate the well wishes and love, but this is the work of God. I am a vessel."
And David, authorities here say a majority of those protesters who were arrested have been released. David?
Alex Perez with us as well. Thanks, Alex. There is police audio newly obtained tonight in that deadly police shooting and that live stream on Facebook. Millions, of course, have now watched the girlfriend calmly narrating on Facebook in those moments afterward. Well, for the first time, the police officer's attorney with a new side to the story, as we also now hear that new audio from the moments before that shooting. ABC's Eva Pilgrim is on the scene.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
Tonight, we are hearing the moment two Minnesota police officers pull up behind Philando Castile's car.
They have reason to pull it over. The two occupants just look like people that were involved in a robbery.
He was just getting his license and registration, sir.
And we're learning that police officer's account of what happened before he shot Philando Castile dead in his car.
There was more than one reason to stop the car. There was more than the reason that the brake light was cracked.
The attorney for Geronimo Wjla saying in an interview that his client pulled Castile over in part because he resembled a robbery suspect. Just a day earlier, police released these images of suspects from a recent robbery. But Yanez's attorney says the officer had reason to pull Castile over and reason to use deadly force.
This incident had nothing to do with race and everything to do with the presence of a gun.
But Castile's girlfriend says that gun was never a threat.
So what happened? Did the gun ever come out?
No, absolutely not. He was never even asked, was he armed or anything. We told him. He told him.
David, both officers involved are on paid administrative leave. The investigation ongoing. David?
Eva, thank you. Now to the race for president and the leadership test amid this crisis. Donald Trump today declaring himself, quote, the law and order candidate. Hillary Clinton offering her support to police, but going a step further. both knowing full well voters are studying their words in the aftermath of the deadly police shootings and after Dallas. Here's ABC's Tom Yamas.
Donald Trump announcing today there's a new sheriff in town.
I am the law and order candidate.
With the country locked in a debate about race and policing, Trump arguing as president he'd be tough but fair.
But I'm also the candidate of compassion, believe it.
Trump acknowledging the police shooting deaths in Baton Rouge and Minneapolis, but making it clear he stands with law enforcement.
It's time for our hostility against our police and against all members of law enforcement to end, and end immediately, right now.
Hillary Clinton also supporting the police, but in an interview with David, taking it a step further.
Do you think that police officers are getting a bad rap across this country because of the actions of a few?
Absolutely. I think the vast majority of police officers in our country are serving honorably and bravely. And that's why it's very important we support their work, that we respect their service. And at the same time, we put in place guidelines to make sure that every police officer understands what is expected of him or her.
Trump today also revealing his search for a running mate is down to 4 people. Recently, he's publicly auditioned Newt Gingrich, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and Indiana Governor Mike Pence. The latest name to surface, retired General Michael Flynn, but he raised eyebrows among conservatives, telling Martha Raddatz he supports abortion rights.
But I think women have to be able to choose.
But today, a reversal. Flynn now calling himself a pro-life Democrat.
And Tom Yamas is live in Virginia. And Tom, one more major political development tonight. Hillary Clinton expected to get that endorsement now from Bernie Sanders tomorrow. What do you know tonight?
That's right, David. That endorsement expected to happen tomorrow in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, during a joint appearance. Sources tell ABC News after weeks of intense negotiations, the candidates have found common ground on some key issues. David?
We'll be on that tomorrow. Tom Yamas, thanks. Now to Vice President Joe Biden weighing in on the race for president. He met with law enforcement officials today before talking to George Stephanopoulos. George asked the vice president to respond to Trump's words just today.
Donald Trump was out today saying he's the law and order candidate. He's going to make America safe again. Is that your response, a laugh?
Well, I'd rather not make this story about Donald Trump, so I'm gonna restrain myself. But the truth of the matter is that one of the problems we've had is getting funding for law enforcement from his party, and maybe he'll come forward and be supportive of more support for community policing.
George Stephanopoulos one-on-one with the vice president, and George's entire interview with Vice President Joe Biden tomorrow morning right here on Good Morning America. And we should point out that ABC News will be in Cleveland when the Republican convention gets underway 1 week from today. In the meantime, overseas tonight, the American military increasing its numbers in Iraq. Defense Secretary Ash Carter making a surprise visit to Baghdad today. He says the U.S. will send 560 more troops to the region to help in the fight against ISIS. Many will be deployed to a newly recaptured airbase in Iraq. A major shakeup in the British government happening much faster than expected tonight. Prime Minister David Cameron today announcing he will officially step down this week, 2 months earlier than planned. He was then caught with an open mic as he walked away from the cameras.
Thank you very much.
Cameron wrapping up a bruising couple of weeks, leaving office after losing the Brexit vote, walking into 10 Downing, and listen. Caught humming as he headed into 10 Downing, Theresa May takes over as prime minister in just 48 hours. Back here at home tonight, the major wildfires burning in the west at this hour. Hot, dry conditions fueling 13 large fires burning across 6 states now. Police arresting 2 campers near Boulder, Colorado, accusing them of igniting the flames, forcing 2,000 people from their homes. Firefighters now with the upper hand, battling the Sage Fire in Santa Clarita, California, burning across more than 1,100 acres. And in the east tonight, millions are now bracing for more severe weather. Let's get to meteorologist Rob Marciano live here in New York Central Park tonight. Rob?
David, a strong system in the Midwest right now. We do have storms that are popping already, a confirmed tornado